Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The system of Islam is based on justice. Justice means adl. The definition of justice in Arabic is waz'u shay'i fi mahallihi, to put something in its place where it belongs. That is justice. And the definition of injustice is waz'u shay'i fi ghayri mahallihi, which means to take something away from its place where it should have been, where it belonged. That is injustice. For example, I give you a simple example of this hat that is on my head. The place of this hat is my head. If I remove it and put it on my shoes, that would be injustice with the hat. Similarly, the place of my shoes is my feet. If I remove my shoes and put it on my head, that be injustice with my head. So based on that principle, treating everybody same is injustice. I give you an example. For example, there's a bus stuck on a road because there's a huge big boulder in the middle of the road, and in the bus are old men, women, children, and strong men. Now that would be injustice if you tell women or old men or women to go and move that boulder away from the road. So because there are strong men in the bus who can do it, so treating everybody same in the bus would be injustice. Now, keeping that in mind, the system of Islam is justice, is adl. So Islam has given, that is why there is this, based on this principle, there is a variation of rights between men and women, which seems as if it's injustice, right? Which is not. Because, for example, I give you an example of crime cases where the two testimonies of women is equal to one testimony. It sounds as if this is injustice with women because one man is equal to two women, right? So you have to understand that this is the crime department, and this is not a facility that Allah is taking away from women. This is a crime department, a dangerous place. Allah does not want women to go into such departments where are criminal cases, where there are death threats, and go to such places which are volatile because there are a lot of criminals, in that area. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to facilitate women, to keep them away from such volatile places, where you can get death threats because of your testimony. That's why Allah said that man is, can take these kind of things by nature, easily, because it puts a lot of psychological pressure on women as well, to go and testify against testify against a murder case or against someone which is a crime case, So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala facilitates women, to keep them away from such volatile places. Similarly, there's another misconception that if somebody murders a woman, she'll get 50 camels, and if somebody murders a man, the family will get 100 camels, which means, look, how injustice that is, because you are giving a woman, if she is murdered, you give 50 camels to her family, and a man is murdered, you are giving 100 camels to to his family, which is so injustice. So you need to understand this department, jurisprudence. It's a bit difficult to understand. Now, I'll give you a simple example. For example, if I'm a husband, right? If somebody kills me, who will get 100 camels? Of course, my wife. So she gets richer. See, you have to understand. And if wife gets killed, how many camels will the husband get? Only 50. So basically, this is also facilitating the woman, right? So that is why there's such variation, right? So like I said, Islam is based on adl. Adl means justice, to put something in its place. So based on the nature of a woman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made laws which are, a little bit different, and there is a variation. All you need to do is understand it, because it's very clear from the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, like 1400 years ago, there was a time when women were not given inheritance. They were a stigma, right? And women were buried alive. All these things that were happening to women at that time were so wrong. But Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam came and gave inheritance to women, gave them the testimony as well, and also when they were buried alive, it stopped that. And when a little girl, a baby girl was born, at that time people would get upset, would get so upset that Quran says that the man would turn his face would turn red and black because of anger, that why my wife has given birth to a girl, right? So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam stopped all these kind of nonsense, and he used to send a team of women, his wives and all the companions would go and congratulate that lady, would give her gifts that, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you a blessing of a daughter, congratulations. So there was this motivation, there's a lot of motivation. Plus Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if somebody raises two girls, he will be with me in Jannah like this, with like these two fingers, like he will be with me. So these days, there's a lot of hue and cry about modern day world that Islam is not giving women their rights. That's why we will come out on the roads and we will talk about it, and we'll cry out loud, against Islam because of what Islam has done to women. You need to seriously read Islam, and it'll be justified if you read it properly, or go to a proper alim, a scholar who would tell you how Islam benefits, how Islam helps women. For example, a man came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, "O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is more worthy of my respect?" The Prophet says, "Your mother." He asked it again. After that, he said, "Your mother." He asked it the third time. After that, he said, "Your mother." Then who said after that? He said, "Your father." So this is the respect that Islam gives to a mother, right? But these days, there are a lot of people out there who are trying to tarnish the religion of Islam, and because they have got their own agenda, which is they want to free themselves from the shackles of Islam, thinking that they are being subjugated, they are being suppressed in the religion of Islam, and keeping that, following that path, they want to live a life which is full of sins. Like they want to do whatever they want to do. Like they want to commit adultery. They want to dress inappropriately, and they want to have drugs and all these kind of things. They want to basically live a free life where they should not be questioned. So this is not about women. Even a man does it. Islam does not allow it. Not even Islam, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, all Semitic religions, they do not allow it, right? It's not just Islam that is not allowing it, but if you see and go and see Judaism, in Judaism, in Bible, it says that the woman who prophesied in the church without her head covering, people should shave off her head, right? So this is how strict Christianity is as well. If somebody is not following Christianity, then they should not blame the religion. The religion teaches all good things, all morals, because these kind of things, they basically destroys the family institution. They destroys the love between husband and wife, the love between daughter and father, the love between brother and sister. They are turning this family against each other. Basically, they are shattering it, they are destroying it, because this is such a beautiful thing, which is the family institution. All the Semitic religions, they preach this beautiful institution of family where there's a father, there's a mother, there's a daughter, brother, all they love each other. Now in the name of this equality thing, they are turning everyone against each other, which is so wrong. and now a daughter is turned against her father, and a wife is turned against her husband. Now they have put them in a state where a girl does not want to marry a boy because they are in direct competition. They are like enemies to each other, right? So this thing is turning into a very dangerous, circle, where you will see that nobody wants to now take any commitment with this family institution that demands a great respect or loyalty and love. Although it is a huge responsibility, but now nobody wants to take this responsibility because of these things, that have put people turned away from it. And now you can see that a man returns to four walls and a roof. There was a time when he used to return to a house which was a family, which was a wife and children, right? And now he returns to four walls and roof. He has no family. And the modern societies, if you go, they are living all alone, depressed lives, right? Because they don't have kids, they don't have families, they have no one to love, to share love. So what they do is when their office is off, they go to the pubs and clubs and waste all their times and energy there, and they'll go back to four walls and a roof at like midnight, and then they wake up in the morning and go and start working. So they're living these lives like that, So you have to understand that all the religions, Semitic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, they all give rights to women. They all encourage family system. They all encourage this family institution. And these days, these modern type of people who are basically want to free or break away from the shackles of religion, and because they have their own carnal desires behind it, and they wanna enjoy and those things, that kind of entertainment they wanna enjoy, right? So that's why they are preaching this, and they are telling all these other women as well, who wants to marry and who wants to have children and have a family. So and they are turning them against it, right? So I hope this is what I wanted to talk about. Thank you very much for listening. Jazakallah.